Bonjour, so we are back in Riverview for another video. Before I start, let's pin on the screen the link to the playlist with all the videos in that series. I'm making over the whole town. Today's going to be a let's build. It's going to be on that lot over there at the edge of the Dogwood district. So for me, it's more in the Pumpkin Country district. Actually, it's kind of why I'm picking this one, because I'm going to do a market, and yeah, wanted it to be in the countryside. So it's a 30 by 40 lot, and the name of the road is perfect, Old Farm Road. I don't really have a big plan for it, except that I would like it to be a covered market. So first, let's change the lot type to market. It's a lot label that came with World Adventures, I think, and here we go. Let's get started on this one. So full disclosure, I cannot find my notes on this build, and it's one I finished a month ago, and so it's bound to be quite a chaotic voiceover, even more so than usual. I'm going to jump from one topic to another, pretty sure, oops, bumping my mic, everything. But I'm going to try and talk about all the different topics I wanted to raise during that voiceover. And one of the first one that I need to talk about is that it's a seasonal lot, meaning that there is a seasonal marker on the lot, and the different stalls and decor items and objects are going to change depending on the not on the weather, on the season. It's not as many times as for the weather. So just for different versions, maybe 5 if we're counting the common mod. I don't think I've done anything for the build mod. So there are 6 different mods or swatches, are made available thanks to the seasonal marker on the lot. So that was one important point. Another one I don't want to forget about is that I've used store items, and there are free store items, and I'm going to try and include as many as I can in the download. I might forget a couple. It's very likely, because there are so many of them on the lot, but at the same time there are 4 seasons to cover, and I ran out of the base game items pretty quickly, because there are not that many for instance, for fresh produce. So yeah, I was glad there were items from the store I could use there. And also, well, there are staples in my game, but I'm going to link below the 2 main mods that make it feasible to have that market, and that's going to be the Bug and Nabla, where I'm having the moving the objects up and down, and very well, it's the one I'm more familiar with. But there is another one by Omega Pixel that I'm not using, but it's very cool too, and has even more options. It's just that I'm not as familiar with this one as the Debug Enabler one, and there are a few things when you export a lot that might not look as it was in the game. So I'm not using it there, but I might use it for the save file, since I'm not exporting lots, but just the whole world is it's a bit different. And another mod by Omega Pixel that I'm using everywhere is the more debug objects items, something like that. Same thing, I'm trying to remember and link it in the description box below the video, and it makes hidden items accessible. So if you don't have the mod and the items are already on the lot, they are going to appear. And there are a few more hidden items actually that are made accessible by other mods, but I think these might disappear when exporting the lot. but it might be for the best for some of these, because I'm thinking of the carrots. I placed them in the fresh produce stand for winter, I think, and they disappeared when I exported the lot to my other Riverview. So I have at least 2 different Riverviews, like the classic one where I'm making over different buildings, and then there is the one I'm modifying in Cradle World, and I'm doing the end tour in this one because that's the one where I'm going to have a save file, and I'll try to share. I'm using try a lot. I'm hearing myself. It's very weird. So yeah, the goal is to share it at the end. And once I'm done with all the lots, the main lots, and with the world, because I'm still modifying it in Cradle World. I don't remember what I was saying. That's why I'm stalling a bit. Oh, the carrots. I was talking about the carrots. So yeah, I placed them for the winter stall, fresh produce stall, and they disappeared, and I think it might be for the best because they might have gotten rotten after one day on the stall, so maybe it's better in that way. Some other objects from that mode accessible thanks to that mode. Again, there are hidden objects in the game, but they are there, and thanks to that mode you can place them in the game as decor items, for instance. Some other ones are still there, so I don't really know why some of them disappear when you export the game and some other do not. Yep, that's what I wanted to say. So I'm trying again. Sorry. Just wanted to finish at least one idea, before starting on another one. So the build itself, now I wanted to have alleyways so that the Sims could walk around the market and have also a covered area that is going to be the centerpiece, the center building, where they could gather to eat or do something else like that. So for instance, I placed picnic tables there. I'm actually not sure. Yes, I think they're still there because I changed my mind on several things while playtesting also the place. I've playtested it several times, but with different configurations. So I'm pretty sure I did the last one too, the latest version, because I might change it again. Some details, not the whole thing. So here I started with the fresh produce stall, and with the fall season or summer season, I don't remember which one, but one of these, because some of the produce are overlapping seasons. So I was happy about that because did not have, as I've said, that many items to use there as decorative items. But the idea was to use the fresh produce stand, because I knew I wanted one, as a mock-up layout for the other stalls. So that's why I started with this one. And then when I did some changes there, I did the same thing for the other ones. So though some details might differ, the base layout for these stalls is that they have a back room with 1 or 2 windows. I don't remember which I kept. And then there is the display area, which is sort of L-shaped, where there are usually counters to display the goodies, and then either a register or a bar. So there is the barista bar for some seasons, and the other times there is the bar, the late night bar. And I'm actually not sure if I've left a register in each stall. So there is a bar at least for one of the stalls. It's for the fishmongers one, I'm not sure. So yeah, there are 4 different stalls, and the first one is the fresh produce one. Then there is a fishmonger, and then so the fish stall, and then in the other building across the aisle is there is a building in the middle. So on the other side of the lot there is another 2 stalls, and the one, it's a bit difficult to describe because it's more like a seasonal stall, the one closest to the parking lot, and there are different activities depending on the season. So I think that I've put like a bookstore for one season. Oh, here are the carrots. So they're going to disappear. The mat is staying there, it remains there. So at least there is like a placeholder for the carrots. And these are it's another season. These are going to disappear too. I did quite some work with them, but no, they didn't want to stay. So across the aisle we are with the other 2 stalls, and the one is more like for different events depending on the season, and the one at the back is where there is a cafe, and the bar switches between the barista bar and the late night one depending on the season too. So there might be a French slant to it there, because I've never been to a farmer's market when I lived in the US, so I don't really know how they present. So for some things, like the nectar selling part, I might have fallen back to what I know. So that's a disclaimer there. And also wanted to have activities to do for the Sims to do there. So the bees, for instance, I put the beekeeping boxes for winter in the fresh produce stand, because I didn't really have fresh produce to display there, and I was thinking maybe they can, I'm not sure I've playtested that part actually, if they can collect honey during winter, because the produce they cannot grow during winter, so they cannot harvest the plants. So I'm thinking that was the idea behind having the beekeeping boxes there, even though winter is not the season to harvest honey, so I'm not sure either, but that was one activity I thought that might be possible there. And that's what I tried to do, to have like different activities, even if there are quite a few decorative items there, at least one per stall and one activity per season in each stall. That was one of the main ideas when designing the different stalls there. And so they can drink in the cafe stand, they can do a seasonal activity in the one where there are different boutiques depending on the season, and have fresh produce when in the fresh produce stand, and at the fishmonger they can get some fish. So then there is also the market hall, where I've put like the picnic tables. I really wanted picnic tables there. I almost removed them. I think I've kept them because I wasn't sure about the cafe area, but I had tables in that corner too. So I thought it was a bit too many tables for the same place. But I've kept like at least 2 picnic tables. And that's where also I've put like different seasonal activities to do for the Sims to do. So depending on the season, there are different decorative items and seasonal activities. So the Christmas tree, the gift, sharing the gift, the mat with all the gifts That's usually only on residential lots, I think. I might have a mod to make it available there. I think it remains even if you don't have the mod. Pretty sure. If I remember, I'll try to. Oh shoot! I'll put the link in the description box below the video, and I'll try not to say I try too many times. So activities in the main hall. There is also the pie eating contest, and the other one, the hot dog eating contest. I thought that was the right place to have them, and it looked like something that could be at the market. One of the ideas I had for Riverview was to have not really just one festival lot, but have the activities for the festival lot be dispatched to different lots where they could make sense, and to me it makes sense to have these two contests there as seasonal activities. And since there was room at the back of the building, so there's that bend in the pathway where I could have like more activities, I did that. And some are seasonal ones, as for instance the photo booth, and other are I think I've kept the photo booth. I'm not sure actually, but I think I have, because I had them also at the seasonal grounds in downtown. So I might have moved that to have something else, but I think I've kept the tent. And because I remember I placed a slide inside the tractor, it's going to be a bit later, I think, because that's a part I've switched things around a bit so that I could fit another idea I had a bit later. I'm not sure how long it took me to do that lot. I'm always doing like at least 4 to 5 lots at the same time. It's just that depending on my mood, I'm going to open that one or that one and either continue what I had started previously or change everything. That has happened, where I started a lot and a few days or sometimes months later, I change everything because of new ideas or a different state of mind. I don't know. I opened the lot after a while and I'm like, what was I thinking when I was doing that? And I'm going in a totally different direction with it. So that's why it's sometimes a bit difficult to share what I was doing, because I cannot really explain what's going on and why the lot is not the same in my game anymore. So yeah. What was I talking about? Have I talked about the huts? Maybe not. So the huts is what I call the enclosed area with a door in between the stalls. So there are 2 of them, one between the 2 there, the yellow one here, the yellow walled one, and in the other building on the other side of the lot there is another one. So that one here is like not really a back room for the whole market, but a rest room, like to rest and to be in an area where you are protected from the elements. And the idea is for them to have a place to take a nap, for instance, for the kids, but also for a sim that is not doing well, but is still on the lot. And I don't know if there is much there. There are at least a cot for babies and toddlers. And I wanted to put a couch. I don't know if I kept it there or removed, but the idea was to have like a couch instead of a bed for them to rest on. if need be. And that's that hut. The other one is for the bathroom. And in the bathroom, there is at least like 3 toilets. I don't think I put a shower. I might have, but I don't think I did, because I don't think there is anything to get burned on the lot. So that would have been my way of my thinking process to have a shower or not. And unless I've put something a bit later and I'm not remembering it. So here is the slide inside the tractor. I wanted something to look a bit like rustic, but at the same time like a playground for the kids. So as if they are playing with the tractor, but since they cannot, pretending with a slide. And yeah, so here doing the hut, so we'll see if I put a shower stall there, but that's the other one here, the resting room one. And yeah, I don't think I did, but I might have put like a potty somewhere for toddlers visiting. And another thing I did is I have a bike alley for both those side buildings. So again, I'm not sure if it's on video, because I might have done that a bit later. But there are enclosed area at the back where the dumpster area is. So here is a potty. So yeah, there shouldn't be a shower on the lot. So if they get burned by something, if the SIMS are on fire, they are going to need to run fast elsewhere, because it's not in the middle of nowhere, but it's not close to anything. Oh, one thing I need to remember is that I've put signs from Island Paradise on that lot, because I really like the look of them. So I put them on top of the 4 different stalls that are like boards held horizontally together, and the image doesn't represent what's in the stand. So I would like to change that, and I might recolor them for the save file. So overview of the lot. It's going to be a short one. I can't point out all the store items, because there's so many of them, and also it has taken me quite some time to do the voiceover. I've had to record at different times, and if I want this video to be ready for next weekend, I need to get going. So let's get to the overview of the lot. There's just one floor here, and so there is the level skid marker on the upper floor. Also, it's fall for the overview, and there are 4 different seasons. So parking lot at the front, there is a parking spot for the food truck, then 2 alleyways, and in the middle the market hall with the different activities. So here it's the pie eating contest. Is it? Yeah, it's a pie eating contest. And there's just a small ghost. On that side, let's go first with this one. For that season, it's a dress-up face painting stall. Next to it I thought I put a couch, but I removed it. And next to it, there is the bar corner. Let's have the walls up. Then at the back, there is photo tent. There is one for each season. The scarecrow. This stays also, I think, for all the seasons, because this actually doesn't disappear even if you put it just for one season. And there is a slide over there, also staying for all seasons. So on the other side, other alleyway, there is the fishmongers. Is not a fishmonger. The fish stall is not really only fish stall. There are a few fish tanks there all year long, but since the fishing spots might be frozen over for the colder seasons, there are different smaller animals cages. And then this is the fresh produce one with a lot of pumpkin. In build mode, let's go with the seasonal marker, set season. Let's go with winter. So winter, we have winter lights, and more like an arcade corner, because I like that they can get a gift there. Then next here can get grab a coffee or a hot beverage and a goodie to eat. Then front, there is the Christmas tree, and they can play at who gets the piece of coal as a gift. Then here, so the fish tanks are still there, and this time it's more like a baking area for the kids to sell their goodies there too. And then over there, I suppose these won't be harvestable then because of the season, but hopefully they can get some honey, and yeah, no carrots there. So that's for winter. Let's get to spring. And spring, there is another pie eating contest at the center, and then there is that centerpiece, flowery centerpiece there. Here is with the books register. In my mind, it's more like a used bookstore corner, a second-hand bookstore. Then here, some drinks, so it's not even the late night one, so no NPC here. I think because I thought that there would be one there, so I didn't want to have too many on the lot at the same time. That tent, face painting tent, and here fish tanks and a grill, and then here some fresh produce. There were carrots there, and lastly summer season with another tent, a few decor items here and there. I think there is maybe the watermelon over there. So let's go with this one. So here it's second-hand clothing, a bookcase here. Then again, there is a register. So here I went with the regular bar. They can get some snow cones. These are fruit trees, lime and cherry. Hot dog eating contest. The same centerpiece over there. I think it's basically the same fishmonger store. The fresh produce stand with a few watermelon vines to harvest. And finally, that's the common one. So those are the objects that remain all year long. Oh yeah, and this is a food register. Forgot to say. Pretty sure I've forgotten to say a lot of things, but too bad. I really need to wrap it up. So I'm going to do just that. That's going to be it for this Let's Build and this video. I'll see you in the next one. À bientôt!